Opening with the queen's pawn controls the center and usually leads to a more positional development of the pieces. The Indian game begins by controlling the important e4 square with the knight, rather than a pawn. c4 builds a strong center by controlling the important d5 square and creates a square for the knight to come to c3 without blocking the c-pawn. e6 opens up a line for the dark-squared bishop and prepares to castle quickly, while preparing to push a pawn to d5 and recapture with a pawn if captured. This is a book move, meaning it follows established opening theory, played by top players for years. You strike at the center, fighting for space. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. You exchange pieces of equal value. Takes back. You strike at the center with a pawn, taking away space from your opponent. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. You are threatening to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-on trades. This prevents the opponent from being able to tactically win a pawn. You are threatening to win material because the pawn is pinned. This stops the opponent from being able to win material because the pawn is pinned. That was a fair trade. Takes back. You permitted the opponent to pin a knight to the king. This misses an opportunity to pin a knight to the king. This allows the opponent to take an open file with a rook. Your rook takes an open file, a good way to activate the rook. This defends a bishop that was under attack and had no defenders. You followed a great opening principle and developed a new piece. This overlooks an opportunity to develop a knight off its starting square. This move attacks your opponent's pawn chain. The knight is kicked by a pawn and must now move or be captured. You found a safer square for your knight, developing the bishop and increasing influence in the center. Yes, this is the way. Now black can't stop white from winning a pawn if they make the right moves. This move doesn't hurt you much, but it doesn't help either. The rooks can see each other now, allowing them to provide mutual defense. This move activates your bishop to strengthen control over the center. This is the strongest option. Very good choice. This misses an opportunity to develop a rook off its starting square. This permits the opponent to take an outpost with a knight. You made that square a great outpost for a knight. This is the only good move. After all captures, this is an equal trade. You take back. Advancing the pawns in front of the king can compromise the king's safety. Castling on the same side of the board as your opponent is a solid choice. This is not the right idea. Your piece jumps in to protect a pawn. This misses an opportunity to challenge the opposing rook for the open file. Nice, definitely the right move. The knight finds a new active square. That leaves your bishop free to capture. You missed an opportunity to win material through a tactic. Capturing that bishop wins material. Your opponent will lose material if you find the right moves. This leads to losing a bishop. This is the way to win a bishop. You are threatening to play checkmate. This permits the opponent to force eventual checkmate. You can now win with a forced checkmate. You won a queen for free.